starting live video. So, hit record, always a good idea on a live video. So, multimedia experiment today. Hello everybody, community members, fans, followers, intrigued people, and random people who accidentally landed on the page. What are you doing here? Don't know. My name is Dr. Dave Nicol, if you did not know that already. And what we're doing today is kind of like a little multimedia experiment. So I've got a camera there and I've got a camera there. Hello. And we're shooting a live version of the Freewheelin podcast and YouTube show. Before we get into that, let me just drop a little quick sneaky announcement for VetX Australia. So if you've been anywhere near any of my pages right in the last month, then you know we've been promoting, we've opened up the VetX Australia graduate community. And so we're registering veterinarians who are recently exited from university, so 0 to 3 years, exited from university in not just Australia, but Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Hong Kong. If you're in that time zone, so Southeast Asia, Australia or New Zealand, then you're very welcome to apply for VetX. And so we're announcing today that we've got a scholarship place. So a place in VetX can cost you as much as $2,000, but if you apply for the scholarship and you get the scholarship, then we are giving away a free place to a graduate on VetX. How do you get it? Where do you learn more about VetX? Well, what you do is you go on to drdavenicol.com/VetX, and that will have all of the information about the class. If you want to apply for the scholarship, then go to drdavenicol.com/VetX scholarship. And there's a link right beneath this video on the live page. Okay, so if you're interested, jump on there, and there's an awful lot of value in the class, in the membership, in the community that's going to help you not just to survive as a vet, but to thrive as a vet. Okay, so that's what we've got in the VetX front. Now, we're doing the live thing, so I've got to work between two cameras here, which is a little bit different to normal. But we get a question. Freewheeling is the veterinary business video show where you chuck in your questions to me, and I will do my best to give you a somewhat useful answer. No promises made, but a useful answer that helps you to solve your problem. Okay, and so the question today is from Amanda. By the way, if you get your question answered on the show, you get a free copy of my book, So You're a Vet, Now What? And we'll send one out to you in the post or a digital version if you're in a far-flung part of the world. No problems whatsoever. So the question today is from Amanda. And Amanda asks a really good question. Actually, it's a two-part question. First part of the question is, how do you go about choosing a mentor? So that's part one. And then part two is, how do you know if a practice is a good practice, if it's going to be a good place for you to hang out there? And so let's take those in each one at a time. So part one of the question. How do you choose a good mentor? Well, look, I think the first thing is there's certain qualities that a mentor would have that you got to look out for. Okay, so I think the first thing is they've got to care. They've got to be concerned about you and your welfare. Okay, so there's lots of people out there that can teach you. There's lots of people that are knowledgeable, but they've got to actually care to take time and spend time with you and on you. If they're not willing to do that, then you've not got a good mentor. So you can have the best, clinically most adept person in the world that's moving 1,000,000 miles an hour and they just don't have time. There's no point hassling them to be your mentor. It's never going to happen. Okay. The second thing they've got to have, so they've got to have time, they've got to have patience, they've got to be willing to teach and to give you advice and to invest that time and energy in you. And so I think one of the things that all mentors are going to ask, what's the quid pro quo here? Like, what's in it for them? So a lot of mentors will look for a good mentee. That is somebody who's actually interested in the subject matter, who shows up, who's present, who asks good questions, who shows that they're interested. There's nothing better as a mentor than having somebody with you that actually wants to learn. Like, that is so engaging, that's so energizing, it's so great to actually have the opportunity to do that. So when you meet somebody like that, you want to pass your knowledge on to them, okay? So be that person that's a nice person to mentor in the first place, and you're going to have a much higher chance of getting access to mentors, okay? So you want to find somebody that's got patience. You've got to find somebody who displays the qualities that you wish to display yourself. There's one of the truisms about life in general, and certainly life in business, is that you will be the sum of the people you spend most of the time with or around, or you focus on, or you choose to learn from. So choose good mentors with good habits. I personally would encourage you to choose people who are emotionally intelligent. And how do you know those guys? Well, they're the people who have a busy day and they don't freak out. They seem to manage the relationships with people. They've got good relationships with team members. They've got good relationships with other with the clients. They're good with the animals. Look for people who've got that sort of aura. They kind of make it look easy. Okay, I wouldn't ask somebody who looks completely stressed out and is at war with other people in the practice to be a mentor, because they're not going to teach you great things, are they? They're going to teach you bad things. Okay, so someone that's patient, someone with time, someone who seems emotionally intelligent and stable, and somebody whose knowledge aligns with where you want to go. Because you're not just going to have one mentor in your life; you're going to have several. My first mentor was Stuart Carmichael. Actually, he's the first clinical mentor. Or business or life sort of mentor, and he just helped steer me a little bit in the direction of my career. And then I've had several mentors, and actually now I always work with a professional coach. At all times I've got a coach to help me answer questions, to work out where it is I'm going, what it is I'm on the planet to do, and to upskill me and to help me handle situations I'm not capable or competent in handling just now. It's not that I will never be, it's just that I'm not there just now. So look for people with the skills that you want to have. Look for people that treat other people kindly. Look for people that seem to have time, and then show a whole bunch of interest in that person. And it never hurts to give them a compliment. You're going to approach a mentor. How do you make that good approach? You can say, and Emma's behind the camera here just now. You can't see Emma. Hi, Emma. Say hi, Emma.
Hi.
There's Emma. If Emma was doing something like, if I wanted to be mentored in excellent camera work, then I'd be like, Emma, I've seen your videos on YouTube, and I have to say they're really awesome. So, I enjoy watching them. I've learned a lot, and I wondered, and you're probably super busy, so please say no, I won't be offended. But if you had like 5 minutes every so often, I could just maybe take you for a coffee, and you could tell me a little bit about what I need to do to get started in the production of such awesome Facebook Live videos as you can do. Right? So that would be the way I would approach my mentor, or somebody I wanted to mentor me. So a little compliment, not bullshit, not like I just made that up, I haven't watched any of your videos, but actual, somebody you've invested a bit of time and somebody you actually genuinely think's doing good work. Because they're going to be flattered by that. And then you've got a basis for conversation, and you've got a foundation for a relationship moving forward. That's very, very important. So those are some of the qualities I would look for in a good mentor. Do they have to be skilled? Do they have to be trained? I don't think so, because in the mentoring relationship, you're really looking to learn by asking questions, by getting taught, and that just means somebody needs to have time and the capacity to spend time with you, and the care that you're going to get better. That sort of compassionate and kind view that they're willing to share their skills. I don't think you need to get somebody that's trained. It's nice if you can, but it's not always necessary. And there's not that many people have had mentoring training. Now, part 2 of the question, Amanda, I hope we're answering it okay. Part 2 of the question is, how do I choose a good practice? And so this is actually very easy. And the most important thing you can do if you're, and I think Amanda's in 4th year or final year at vet school, the most important thing that you can do is to get out there and get into as many practices as you possibly can. So go check out not just one practice. Don't do all your extramural studies and rotations in one clinic. You'll get very close with that clinic, but it doesn't teach you a lot about the world out there. So travel around, see a few different small animal or general practices or equine or farm practices. Go visit with Banfield, go visit with VCA, go visit with CVS or Green Cross or wherever you are in the world. Go into the corporate world and see how that works. It's your free ticket, it's your ringside seat to what life in all these places is like. So yes, you're there to learn a little bit of clinical knowledge and experience, but trust me, that's what getting your first job is all about, and that's when you're going to really start learning. Get out there and feel what the relationships are like, what it's like working in corporate, what it's like in a well-run small animal practice, what's it like in a toxic one. You're only going to learn these things and these vibes by actually spending time in them. And so that's my advice to you, is go out there and see as many clinics as possible. But then don't look at what they're doing with the animals, read between the lines. What are the relationships like? What's the atmosphere like? When somebody has a difference of opinion, Is it a respectful interaction or is it a disrespectful one? Is the culture toxic or is it a collegiate or professional or fun or jovial environment? You'll get a vibe for these things if you read between the lines. Don't just be mesmerized by the amazing medicine that's happening. Look at the relationships that's happening in there. And I think that will help you to choose a good practice. The other tip I've got for you is learn what your values are and your principles are. Because I didn't learn this till much, much later in my career, and it's very, very important for you to understand those things. So for me, I know it's important for me to always be having fun or doing something I think's fun and worthwhile. If I'm doing that, I'm happy. If I'm not doing that, I'm not happy. I get stressed, I get wound up. I wonder why I'm getting out of bed in the morning. It's also about doing your best work or giving yourself the opportunity to do your best work, keeping your promises, treating people with respect, treating people well. These are all things that are deeply important to me. And when I get the opportunity to do those and to live those values, I am happy. And when I'm not getting the opportunity to live those values, then I become either anxious or stressed or unhappy. Okay? So knowing what your values are, then you can look for evidence that things that align with your value set are happening in practices that you're going to visit. And when you find a practice where you see those values being enacted, where the treatment of others is good, where the alignment with the skills that you're looking to acquire is good, then by golly, hang on to and build a relationship with that practice, because that's going to be a good place for you to hang out. Okay? And that's completely at odds with go in and get the first job going because you're worried you won't get a job and you've got to pay off your student debt. Okay, but trust me, if you want to have a happy start to your career, line up some values, which means do some homework and work out what your values actually are. Do your homework on what maybe the first 12 months of your career wants to look like and sketch that out. And then they're your criteria for what your next practice is going to look like. And that kind of applies whether you're a new graduate or you're a 10-year plus graduate veterinarian, try saying that fast. Okay, so that still works regardless. Okay, so that's what I got for you today. That is the show. I hope that was useful to you. If you have questions in future, if you're listening and you like this, please let us know. Please email in your questions to hello@drdavenicol.com, or you can ping them on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. And it's all of those things. The handle is @Dr. Dave Nicol. That's DrDaveNicol. Guys, be safe, be well, be happy. Till the next show. See you later.